Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. The cryptocurrency market is looking strong here. We actually ended up breaking out of some pretty significant resistance levels, such as downtrend lines, especially for the Bitcoin chart. And overall, the sentiment today is very bullish, I'd say. I'm going to talk about some news pieces surrounding that because there's a lot of interesting reports that have been released recently, and of course we'll be covering our technical analysis as per usual. So just to recap, over the past 24 hours here, we did get a bit of a breakout. You can see a lot of cryptocurrencies in the green here, also some of the altcoins above 10% as far as the percentage increase. So definitely a pretty significant move higher, and overall, like I said, we are looking pretty strong since we were able to get out of some resistance levels, and that now will open up, a much clearer path to start moving towards the upside. So let's go ahead and talk about some news pieces here. First off, I wanted to mention this right here, and this is at the top of the cryptocurrency subreddit. Gives a really good idea of the general sentiment that's going on. So you can see the headline here: "This rally looks real." Bitcoin over $7,100. Multiple altcoins posting 30 to 60% gains, and the top 100 index just broke through major resistance. So pretty much sums up what's going on. We definitely saw cryptos finally turn a bit more bullish again. Now you have to be careful, right? We can't fully consider everything as accomplished just yet. We've seen just how much these crypto markets can get sometimes unpredictable and give mixed signals. But overall here, I like what's going on, right? I think that we're finally starting to see the bottom fully form, and maybe actually we're actually towards the end of that, where we're actually exiting that period of consolidation and starting to move towards the upside, make some progress in that direction. So, like I said, I think that this is definitely the beginning of something here, and now it's going to be interesting to see how all these different cryptos react to an increase, and how this increase is going to come about. Are we going to see a run up into the end of the year? Definitely possible, right? I think we're setting up towards that. We'll see how much of a run up it will be. Will it be like last year? Probably not as much, but it looks like the end of the year should be pretty bullish for cryptos, and we saw just how much money can come in towards the end of the year. That's when we got the huge run up last time around. It was, of course, pretty extreme last time, but we could get a similar type of scenario in a much more tame and lesser version, while still getting some very nice increases. So, for example, here Tom Lee said that he expects that 20K for Bitcoin in 2018 is still in play. And Tom Lee has given multiple predictions. Someone mentioned here how he's been, changing his predictions from 28K to 25K and now to 20K. I still feel like 20K is pretty high since we saw so much weakness for the cryptocurrency market. I'm just very cautious on giving out predictions like that, and keep in mind, I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm just here to share my personal opinion. But it is always possible that if we do get, a strong enough run up, 20K for Bitcoin is achievable, right? And then the thing is, we can't know how strong of a run up we're going to get into the end of the year, if we even are going to really get a run up. But if we do, right, and it's anything like what we got last year, at that point, 20K is still achievable. I do think that's definitely possible. Now, I also wanted to talk about a report that came out yesterday. Been going around a lot of people talking about it. It's this Bloomberg research report, and kind of gave a whole rundown of the cryptocurrency market, some predictions for different cryptos out there. Uh, the main one being Bitcoin at around 96K in 5 years. And they gave some other ones for other cryptos out there. They were mainly bullish on Bitcoin and Monero. So pretty interesting report. I definitely recommend everyone to check that out if you're interested in this type of stuff. And overall, I'd say that it's very hard looking out a couple years. I'm more focused on the short and medium term usually when I'm trading. So the more you bring out that time frame, the harder it is to really know where things are going. But based on the fact that the crypto market is going to continue to just grow over the next few years, right? And we've seen that these cryptos, while they are volatile, they are also very resistant to actually, just getting wiped out, right? We still are here despite multiple times where people thought it was the end, and it looks like we might even start thriving a bit again. So the long-term path, especially for cryptos like Bitcoin, I think, is quite promising, right? Let's go ahead, take a look at the technicals now, see what's going on more in the short and medium term. So Bitcoin broke out of this downtrend line, very significant. This has been going on for a while now, and we actually even managed to get back above our resistance level at $7,141. So we did get a breakout there. Always possible that we flip back lower again, but at this point, I think that this is a pretty clean move. Good buying volume as well, and indicators very strong. So I think that we're going to head up to $7,500 next. That's where we might face our next bit of resistance. And then after that, right, it's going to be $8,000. So those are the two next resistance levels that we're going to be looking towards. We do have this previous downtrend line, which might slow down the increase just a bit, right, especially with that first time that we test 7,500 Satoshis. But overall here, there's no real doubt for me that Bitcoin is looking bullish, right? We have pretty much no bearish signs right now, uptrending on all fronts. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, see what's going on. So Ethereum is also looking pretty good, broke out of this downtrend line at the last minute here. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We avoided a drop below $273 at this point, I believe. And indicators looking strong. We are still pretty tight on the Bollinger Bands. And we do have a resistance at right over here at $317. So if we're able to get above that, I think that it's going to be a pretty quick move up to $361. And we'll see from there. But definitely this $317 mark is interesting, because if we're not able to get above that just yet, then we're probably going to see a little bit of consolidation here. If we are, I expect to break out very quickly up to $361 and maybe even above. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin, see what's going on. So going over to the Coinbase chart, we can see that Litecoin getting a very powerful move here, already setting itself up for a nice U-shaped bounce. That's already been happening on the indicators. So now the price is kind of following. We broke out of the downtrend line earlier than expected, and that's for the better, right? That's even more bullish. So at this point, $70 is going to be our next resistance. We'll see if we're able to get above that. I think it depends a lot on what the rest of the market does. Could test it one time, but overall, it looks like we are going to be heading back above $70 probably within the next month at the very most here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Nano chart, see what's going on. So let's see. Nano is currently starting to consolidate a bit, right? We got a very big increase and then pulled back to our support level. Now we're flattening out. Probably going to test this uptrend line very shortly here. As soon as that happens, I think that will be enough support to then push us higher again. So overall, Nano is definitely an interesting situation. A lot of people are kind of excited about the potential it has now that it kind of brushed off some of that previous, lingering drama and just general bearishness. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple, see what's going on. So Ripple is still very flat right now, good buying volume. Indicators starting to pick up a little bit, and we can see especially what I like here is the Bollinger Bands and the middle band slowly but surely starting to point towards the upside. I think that this will really give us a good hint that that's where we're going to be heading next. And we do have resistance at 36 cents. So as soon as we get back above that, I think we're going to get a very quick move to 40 cents. Of course, as soon as we're above 40 cents, that's when we're back into a much more safe area, pretty much confirming that we're out of this little bearish rut here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto, being NEO, and see what's going on. NEO had was in the spotlight, I believe, just a day or two ago because it was one of the worst performing cryptos for August. Not really surprising. We've saw it going down nonstop. However, at this point, it is starting to recover. We're seeing higher highs, higher lows on the price and on the indicators. Good buying volume here, just got back above $20. It's been a bit of a long time coming. And so at this point, I think we're going to get a very quick test of $26. We'll see if we're able to get back above that. I think like I said for other cryptos, right, at the very most here, we're looking maybe at a month out at the very worst. But I'd say that very shortly here, we're going to be back above $26. As soon as that happens, we'll be back in that much more bullish area and safer area, kind of, avoiding that whole previous consolidation where we were very close to, basically completely crumbling down. Let's go ahead and take a look at EOS, see what's going on. So EOS is currently trying to get back above 9,300 Satoshis. Good buying volume here over several days. Also nice uptrend going on. Indicators picking up the pace. The end of our symmetrical triangle formation is at 9,000 Satoshis. So that could be where we're heading next, but we could also maybe, get out of that earlier than expected. I'd be interested to see how quickly we can get back above 9,300 Satoshis. I think we should be able to do that within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then it's going to be a matter of seeing if we're able to get out of this longer term downtrend line. If we're able to get back above that, I'm expecting a much more bullish scenario at that point. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be Stellar Lumens, and see what's going on. So Stellar Lumens is currently still in its symmetrical triangle formation. The end of that formation is at 3,100 Satoshis. So it's still taking its time here. We'll see if we're able to get back out of this downtrend line within the next day or two. Overall, though, I'm not too concerned about Stellar. I think it's just a little bit behind other cryptos right now, but I think that'll be able to get out of this downtrend line pretty shortly here. Not too worried about it. Only time that things would get more concerning is if we went below our uptrend line. So that's kind of the situation for Stellar there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk, see what's going on. So Lisk is currently breaking above $4.71. This is good. We got to bounce basically off the middle band. I'll go ahead and put in our uptrend line as well here. And we're now back above our support level at $4.71. So now we have a bit of a base form there. That's really going to help with, for one, avoiding dropping back below that, and especially giving ourselves kind of a stepping stool to then move up higher. Next stop is going to be $6.24. Hopefully, as soon as we get back above that, that's going to be a very critical bullish signal to then start moving on to $10 next. Let's go ahead, take a look at Cardano, see what's going on. So Cardano is, let's see, I need to go over to the Bittrex chart here. That's where I have all my previous lines drawn out. Cardano is currently still in a pretty tight consolidation as far as the Bollinger Bands are concerned. However, good buying volume here. We got to break above the 40 line on the RSI. We tested that multiple times, so this is pretty significant. And I think that we're just going to start to see it start climbing up to 2,000 Satoshis pretty quickly here. Let's go ahead and take a look at IOTA for our last crypto of the daily crypto update. IOTA is currently in the middle of this range here between 56 cents and 90 cents, where we got a little bit of a pullback and now we're starting to move higher again. I think that we're going to be testing 90 cents very shortly. If we're able to get back above that, we're going to have a lot of resistance ahead, in between $9 and $1.13. As soon as we get back above $1.13, I think that's where we're really going to start to see IOTA regain some strength in a more serious manner to really start getting, a more powerful move higher. But overall, IOTA not looking bad here. With that being said, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.